Thompson here with Up and Adams with Fletcher Cox and Kay Adams. And I'm going to ask Fletcher a few questions about today's training camp or the past couple of days. Fletch, how does it make you feel when you start hearing all the new music in the locker room and you realize you don't know about 75% of it?
It's a little confusing, especially in my room. But hearing a bunch of the new rap and the new rappers, it's a little different.
It's a lot different.
Just trying to catch on to it and try to learn the.
It's like a riddle. I'm trying to understand more words as I hear it.
Absolutely.
The more times it's played.
But you got all the young guys dancing to it and singing every verse. So.
Okay. Our second question. So BG has been known the king of the trash talk here. Is there anybody here that has joined the team now that you think will be able to match you maybe this year or in a couple of years?
It's gonna be hard to honestly to top BG. He's known as the team trash talker, but the rookie talks a lot. Nolan Smith, he talks a lot, but I think that's just his energy and
he's always
his personality.
Positive. He's always positive,
yeah.
like BG.
He's just always excited to go out on the field and practice and learn, and he's always got the energy. So definitely he's willing to learn, and when he really take coaching. So I see him a lot around the building, and he brings a lot of energy.
Do you feel like we're on the set of Life sometimes, the movie Life? I feel like I'm Martin Lawrence some days, and I'm just taking hell on the chin.
That's the four of us. Actually, we have a really good picture of that Lane created out of boredom, and you will see it. It was on my Instagram. So yeah, definitely feel like the movie Life sometimes with us four being here the longest. So, but we enjoy it. We get along. We have a lot of fun.
Now, with the music, let's go back to that. I heard that you wanted Creed on the playlist. Fletcher, your thoughts on Creed being amidst all those other songs?
I think a lot of guys wouldn't know what it is. Some guys might, but you'd be surprised. But sometimes the big dog gets what he wants. If Lane wants Creed, he's going to get Creed.
Yeah, it's just something different. It's like a Creed song, or like I know everybody hates on Nickelback, but sometimes you hear an old Nickelback song, you're like, it's not too bad. Yeah. But no, the new rappers, my favorite's Future, but he's not new, but Gunna's probably the one we're hearing the most.
Okay.
But I like Gunna.
Yeah, Jeezy. I'm taking Jeezy all day. I'm taking definitely Jeezy, my favorite rapper.
How did he do as an interviewer here? I mean, Lane's pretty legit.
I think he's done this a time or two. I got to give him probably like an 8 out of 10. That's really good, Lane. But we'll keep working on that. Get you on a couple of podcasts with Kelsey, who is really good at it, and then we'll be good.
I'll take this from you. Thank you, Mr. Lane Johnson. All right, Lane's doing his thing.
He did. I think he did a good job.
This is year 12 for you, Fletcher. How are you feeling?
I feel good. Actually, I feel better than I did last year this time. I lost a lot of weight, and just kind of played with it in the off season. I'm probably 10 pounds smaller than I was last year, and I can feel it. Flying around and the body just feel good.
Now, take me back to your rookie camp. Talk to me about what sticks out or where your head goes. Michael Vick.
Oh, man. Rookie camp, I was Lehigh, where, training camp here was Andy. It was away from here, maybe an hour away, hour 20 away. I walk in the locker room, I got Vick, Deshaun Jackson.
I have
Shane
a list
McCoy,
here. Yeah.
Jeremy Macklin.
Yeah.
Trent
Cole,
Darryl Tapp, Cullen Jenkins, D'Amico Ryans, I think was here that year.
Wow.
So it was just Jamar Chaney, a guy that I played in college with. So, Nnamdi. I can keep the list going.
Okay, well, I talked to Von Miller about his rookie camp, and he was with, Brian Dawkins and Elvis, and he was with Champ Bailey. And I said, what do you remember? And he goes, I just didn't want to be a liability. I was just trying to not mess anything up. So what was your, vibe that entire camp?
Just learning. Actually, I had some really good vets. Cullen and Darryl Tapp and Trent Cole. Those guys kind of just took me under their wings and showed me how to be a pro. And that's why I'm not so hard on the rookies. Now, I wasn't hard on Jordan or, even JC this year. I'm not super hard on them, but I want them to be great, right? Because I had that leadership, and I want to hand that down to them to not make it miserable for them, but knowing at the same time that we got to go play on Sunday, but you're still a rookie.
Yeah.
But, I try to take care of them, but also hard on them.
I've gotten to a bunch of camps this season, this past week, and some of them are fun, and some of them are loose. And this one seems real business. How would you describe what this camp is in 2023?
The guys, we know we got to do. I know a lot of guys was on that team last year. They don't want that taste in their mouth. They got a little taste for it, but not the whole thing. So guys are just focused on what we need to do. But we have fun. And Coach, Nick, he tells them we're on the field practicing, we're practicing. And I think that's the thing that his attention to detail and our attention to detail has to be there. Those little things he harp on. So it's always business and fun. We're done with practice already, so we got to walk through and the rest of the day ahead of us.
He told me he watched the Super Bowl yesterday, the Super Bowl loss. Have you guys watched it as a team since then?
Nah, we haven't watched it. I think that's that. As a player that's been on both sides, still though, put a taste in your mouth, but now it's a new training camp, a new season. Definitely a different team. So we're looking forward for this year, and we got to put that behind us. So when Coach he seems to be watching it a lot. He's talked about it. Maybe you need to, as the OG vet, like get in there and be like, Coach, we're turning the TV off. This is in the past. Let's do it, because he seems to be watching it a bit to try to correct everything for this season. He just maybe he's going back looking at situations that, I think his biggest thing is just situations and make sure that we're in the right situation, and he's putting us in the right situation, obviously. But, as a coach, you go back and watch things and try to get better as a coach, and us, we go back and watch things and try to get better as a player. So, to him, I'm sure he'll get over it. You're 12. Are you doing anything to get better? What's on your Jalen Hurts lock screen that you're sort of using as motivation? I've had the same lock screens, honestly, for 12 years now. That lock screen is it's my best friend, Melvin Baker, who I lost my rookie year. And, that lock screen never changed, so I keep it as that. And, I open my phone, this is my oldest brother, obviously, who I lost. So, those two things right there, they always motivate me to, give me the reason and push me. So, obviously motivation is going out on the field every day and try to be better for myself. And knowing what it feels like to win, and just having that perspective. It's not about being a player. It's about being a human. Now, you're this OG in this locker room, and we're talking about your rookie season. Now it's the rookie season for the guys like Jalen Carter, all these Georgia Bulldogs that are here on this team. What do you make of that and having to embrace that leadership role even more, especially with those guys? I hear what are they calling themselves? The dog. What are they calling themselves? Philly
the dog?
Dogs.
Philly Dogs.
Yeah,
Tell me about the Philly Dogs.
Those guys are doing good. I think the biggest thing for them is just learning how to practice, getting into the playbook, diving into those things. And, I've seen JC get better every day, and individuals and in team peers, taking the coaching. And, I'll get a lot of time to spend with Nolan because he obviously, with Coach Wash, and we're kind of two different rooms. But, I think the biggest thing for JC right now is just when I'm coaching him, it's in the meeting room. Because when we're out there on the field, it's kind of hard to catch up and, coach him. But I may see some things he's doing wrong. But the biggest thing is when we're meeting, I'm stopping the meetings. I'm having Coach Rock stop the meetings and coach him through things that make him better. That's amazing. Have you had a moment where you're like, oh, okay? The kid's got some stuff to him. He's special, and he can ball. What does he got? He can move. He's real. Obviously, he's super powerful, but his lateral movement and the way he's been, using his hands to get off blocks, you don't see that too much from a rookie. Normally that takes time to develop over time, but he's catching on pretty quick. But obviously he's going to need the reps. We got a game coming up here next week, and those reps will help him, get better. Having won one and lost one, and being a 12-year vet, do you feel more pressure because of time and your awareness of how hard it is to even achieve a little bit, even a division win, or do you feel less pressure because you've banked one? One is good, but two is legendary. Next level. It's definitely next level. And I was trying to explain to a lot of the guys that's been on the team the last few years that they've been to the playoffs since they was a rookie. Then their second year, they went to, got a chance to play in the World Championship. But I think the biggest thing is I just keep telling these guys how hard it is to get there. And I think that they know that, but they don't know it. And we just want to continue to let them know how hard it is to get there. You just didn't walk in the door and it happened. How often does Brandon Graham talk about that sack on Brady? I'm sure he talk about it all the time. A lot of people, I've seen him at appearances and stuff, and a lot of the fans talk about it. And obviously he got a picture in there with it. So again, that's
he's
legendary.
Got a picture in there, of course. I'm surprised there's not a statue. Nick Foles gets a statue. Brandon Graham doesn't get a statue. I know, right? He should get one. But BG's 14 years. Yeah. Hats off to that guy, man. 14 years. He's been doing it for a long time. We've been locker mates since I've been here, 12 years. So,
we still talk about that all the time.
I can't believe you've been here 12 years.
Me neither, but I'm here.
It is unbelievable. Last but not least, talk to your fan base and just with, your vibe, your energy, what you want from them this year. They always bring it.
I mean, to the Philly fans, show up like you do every year. I know y'all going to be with us when we're good, win us when we're down. Just keep the support going. That will make us great. We appreciate y'all.